Lord Indra, king of the heaven, was once cursed to take birth on earth as a pig for a past offense. Indra was born as a pig and completely forgot his divine status. He adapted to the lifestyle, ate filth, wallowed in mud, took a sow as his mate, and fathered a large litter of piglets. He lived in deep attachment to his hoggish family and possessions. Because the heavenly kingdom could not function without its leader, Lord Brahma descended to earth to rescue Indra. Brahma reminded Indra of his heavenly throne, his kingdom, and the divine nectar he once drank. Indra flatly refused to leave. The pig argued that he was perfectly happy in the mud, loved his family, and had responsibilities to his fellow pigs. Seeing nothing is working, the gods decided to behead his pig body. Indra's soul emerged, and he instantly awakened to his true divine nature as the king of heaven, realizing his time as a swine was a dreadful, bewildering dream. According to the Upanishads, the absolute or the eternal observer reflects itself into an individual consciousness. This individual consciousness is not limited to the human alone. It pervades every living form, from the tiniest insect to the densest human form. This reflected consciousness, which is in its essence of pure awareness, begins to mistake itself for the very object in which it is reflected. It forgets that it is the light and believes itself to be the vessel. In our case, that vessel is the human body and mind. From this primal misidentification, the sense of I am is born. What was once simple, undivided presence begins to contract into a personality. This entire movement happens within the domain of the mind. In Jungian terms, this process unfolds deep within the collective unconscious, that vast, subterranean reservoir of inherited psychic patterns that humanity shares across time. As we grow, we do not simply develop a personality. Rather, we are possessed one by the archetypal forces that inhabit these collective depths. The hero, the shadow, the anima, the wise old man. We wear each mask, believing it to be our face. So we are left with this primal illusion, the sense of I am. The root of every layer of suffering, every mask of personality, all of it grows from this single seed of misidentification. But when one turns inward and begins to investigate this I am by asking, who am I? Or sits in deep meditation upon the self, the seeker finds nothing. No object, no fixed entity that can be pointed to and declared, this is I. The very thing we have organized our entire existence around simply refuses to be found. This inward journey, this relentless dismantling of illusion layer by layer, is what authentic spirituality has always been pointing toward. Not ritual for its own sake, not belief as a comfortable armor, but a direct, unflinching investigation into the nature of the human persona. Every genuine tradition was, at its heart, transmitting this same self-inquiry. But scriptures age, institutions calcify, texts are edited, reinterpreted, and what was once a living flame of direct understanding gets buried beneath layers of doctrine, dogma, and ceremony. The map was mistaken for the territory, and tragically, the whole game was heavily misunderstood. Now the question arises, what is this primary illusion built of? The I am is quite literally the essence of what we consume. Food is not merely fuel for the biological machine. It carries within it the consciousness of its source, the vibrational imprint of the life from which it came, whether plant or animal. This embedded consciousness seeps into the mind and the self. This is precisely why most spiritual schools across traditions and centuries have placed conscious attention on diet. It is not mere morality or sentimentality toward other creatures. It is a precise understanding of how consciousness flows through matter. Foods that increase body consciousness become an obstacle on the inward path. There have always been those rare ones who have seen through this entire architecture of illusion and mastered it completely. the ones who have dissolved the I am back into its source. They could inhabit these layers consciously, at will descending into body consciousness deliberately, the way a skilled diver descends into dark water, fully knowing he can surface whenever he chooses. Nisargadatta Maharaj was one such siddha. Those who sat with him in his small house would notice that he would begin a conversation anchored in the ordinary, speaking from within the body-mind, accessible, even casual. But as the dialogue deepened toward the nature of the self, his consciousness would visibly ascend, and those present would feel it not as a concept, but as a tangible change in their own consciousness. Lahiri Mahasaya, from the autobiography of a yogi, was even more advanced. He could lower his consciousness at will, and could raise it to such heights that the body itself ceased to register no boundary remaining between the self and the infinite. This illusion of body-mind consciousness comes with inevitable suffering, varying from person to person. That suffering is not accidental. As long as consciousness identifies with what is temporary, it will grieve every ending and fear every loss. Summer follows winter, day follows night. Youth fades into old age, and this wheel does not pause out of compassion. To transcend this ceaseless change, we must move beyond the false ego, beyond the matrix of illusion, and abide in the eternal.